As a brain doctor, I'm shocked this vitamin raises stroke risk overnight. The silent danger in your sleep. You may be closer to a stroke than you think. Every year, hundreds of thousands of strokes happen during sleep, especially in people over the age of 60. What's frightening is that there is no warning pain, no cry for help. Family members often only realize something is wrong when the person can no longer speak, cannot move their limbs, or has a vacant stare, as if awareness has suddenly vanished. Among the many associated factors, there is one that very few people pay attention to. Certain types of vitamins, seemingly harmless, can become health traitors when taken incorrectly or at the wrong time. Vitamins are often seen as symbols of protection, disease prevention, and immunity support. Many older adults believe that taking daily supplements will make their bodies stronger, keep their bones dense, their memory sharp, and their heart steady. But recent studies have revealed that taking high doses of certain vitamins, especially at night, can increase the risk of stroke, trigger sudden spikes in blood pressure, or even lead to brain hemorrhage. This doesn't stem from bad vitamins themselves, but the silent accumulation that disrupts metabolism while the body is at rest during sleep. A U.S. medical report noted that many cases of minor strokes, transient ischemic attacks or TIAs, and actual strokes in seniors were not caused by smoking or poor diet, but rather by the inappropriate use of vitamin supplements. In particular, people who don't really have a deficiency still take high doses, believing that more is better. In reality, it's like continuously pouring water into a glass that's already full. Sooner or later, it will overflow and cause damage. In the following parts, we will take a closer look at which specific vitamins carry the highest risks, why the elderly are more vulnerable to these effects, and how to use vitamins properly, safely, without harm, and in ways that genuinely benefit your health. Especially if you or a loved one has ever taken vitamin D, E, B6, A, or niacin, also known as vitamin B3, the upcoming information may be crucial in preventing a stroke that could strike suddenly in the middle of the night. The dangerous loop. Why vitamins can turn into health traitors. One of the most common misconceptions among middle-aged and older adults is that vitamins are harmless, and the more you take, the better. In reality, many people continue the habit of taking vitamins for decades without ever asking themselves, does my body still need these? This creates a silent yet extremely dangerous loop. As we age, the liver and kidneys become less efficient at metabolizing and eliminating substances, while vitamin intake doesn't decrease. In fact, it often increases due to high-dose tablets. The result is that these micronutrients begin to accumulate, not to support the body, but to disrupt vascular and neurological functions.
Take vitamin D, for example. When used properly, it supports calcium absorption, strengthens bones and joints, and enhances immune function. But if taken in high doses without prior testing, especially when taken at night, it can lead to elevated calcium levels in the blood, resulting in calcium deposits along blood vessel walls. This can cause cerebral arteries to stiffen and become more prone to blockage. What's most dangerous is that this process develops silently, with no symptoms, until a stroke strikes. Vitamin E is another example, often promoted as good for the heart. But at high doses, it acts as a natural blood thinner. When combined with anticoagulant medications, like aspirin or warfarin, without medical supervision, it can significantly increase the risk of intracranial bleeding, a complication that can suddenly rob a person of their mobility, memory, or even life. A European survey found that nearly 40% of older adults take at least one dietary supplement without consulting a doctor. Among them, most do not know the correct dosage, the best time to take it, or the potential side effects. When combined with existing risk factors like high blood pressure, fragile blood vessels, or long-term medications, improper vitamin supplementation becomes the last drop that overflows the glass. The human body, especially after the age of 60, no longer responds the way it did in youth. The liver filters more slowly, blood circulates less efficiently, blood vessels become more delicate. Any substance that accumulates over time can trigger adverse effects. But because vitamins often work slowly but surely, few people realize that a small pill taken nightly could be the beginning of a stroke at 3 a.m. In the next part, you'll discover the 5 most commonly used vitamins, also the top 5 most associated with brain injury, internal bleeding, and increased risk of death due to stroke. If you are currently taking vitamin D, E, B6, A, or niacin, this is information you cannot afford to miss. The 5 most common and most dangerous vitamins. Not all vitamins are harmful, but some, especially when taken in high doses over a long period or at the wrong time, can trigger adverse biological reactions in the body, increasing the risk of blood vessel blockage, neurological disorders, and brain hemorrhage. The following 5 vitamins have specifically been flagged by neurologists and cardiologists as high risk. Vitamin D, good for bones, but may cause arterial hardening if misused. Vitamin D plays a vital role in calcium absorption and bone protection. However, when taken in excessive doses, especially at night, it can lead to high calcium levels in the blood. When this calcium is not fully used by the body, it begins to accumulate on blood vessel walls, causing them to thicken, lose elasticity, and become prone to blockage. This is particularly dangerous in older adults whose arteries have already weakened with age. Many supplements on the market contain 5,000 to 10,000 IU per pill, several times higher than the actual daily requirement, while users often take them without any prior testing. Silent accumulation over days or weeks can explain why someone who goes to bed healthy might wake up unable to move half their body.
Vitamin E, heart protector or hidden cause of brain bleeding. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, often promoted as being good for the heart, skin, and memory. But at high doses, vitamin E acts as a natural blood thinner. On its own, it may not pose much risk. However, when combined with commonly used anticoagulants such as aspirin, clopidogrel, Plavix, or warfarin, the blood can become so thin that it starts leaking from fragile vessels in the brain. Even the rupture of a tiny vessel can lead to a hemorrhagic stroke, a life-threatening event in older individuals. While the recommended dose is only about 22 IU per day, many supplements contain 400, 800, or even 1,000 IU per capsule. Vitamin B6, brain booster or trigger for permanent nerve damage. Vitamin B6 is frequently found in brain support or nerve health supplements. Yet, when taken in high doses over a long period, more than 100 milligrams per day, it can damage the protective sheath of nerves, leading to numbness, muscle weakness, tremors, and loss of balance. A lesser-known fact: although B6 is water-soluble, it can still accumulate if taken in excessive amounts consistently. Older adults tend to be less physically active and have slower detoxification, making them more vulnerable to toxicity. The safe intake range is typically 2 to 10 milligrams per day, yet many supplements contain 100 to 200 milligrams per capsule. Vitamin A, vision support or intracranial pressure trigger. Vitamin A supports vision, immunity, and skin health. However, as a fat-soluble vitamin, it can easily accumulate in the liver and nervous tissue with prolonged use. Some users have developed a condition known as pseudotumor cerebri, increased intracranial pressure without an actual tumor, after long-term high-dose vitamin A intake. Early symptoms include headache, blurred vision, nausea, and disorientation, all of which can be mistaken for stroke warning signs.
If left undiagnosed, this pressure can damage the optic nerve or obstruct cerebrospinal fluid flow. Niacin, vitamin B3, good for cholesterol but not for blood pressure. Niacin helps lower cholesterol and dilate blood vessels, which is why it's commonly found in heart health supplements. However, doses above 50 milligrams at a time can cause sudden vasodilation followed by reflex vasoconstriction, resulting in wide blood pressure fluctuations, a leading risk factor for transient ischemic attacks, or TIAs. Some individuals report facial flushing, dizziness, lightheadedness, or speech difficulty shortly after taking high-dose niacin, warning signs that the brain may be experiencing temporary blood supply issues. If such episodes repeat or persist, the risk of an actual stroke becomes significantly higher. Part 4. Preventing stroke through small changes. Eat real, not synthetic. One of the biggest mistakes in senior healthcare is relying on dietary supplements as the primary solution. Many people take 4 or 5 types of vitamins at once, believing that the more, the healthier. In reality, the human body, especially after age 60, is not designed to handle concentrated synthetic doses of vitamins. As we age, the liver, kidneys, circulation, and metabolism all slow down. Introducing high levels of micronutrients without going through the body's natural absorption mechanisms is like forcing an old car to run at full speed. It will break down sooner or later.
Meanwhile, natural foods, when carefully selected, offer vitamins, minerals, and bioactive compounds in forms that the body can process more effectively. These nutrients are absorbed gradually, broken down slowly, and combined with fiber, enzymes, fatty acids, and trace elements, things that a pill simply cannot replicate. That's why nutrition experts always recommend food first, supplements second. A perfect example is Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who struggled with fatigue, dizziness, and insomnia, even though she was taking nearly every vitamin supplement on the market. After stopping all the pills, she was advised to try a simple, nutrient-rich diet: a boiled egg for protein, choline, and lutein, half an avocado with healthy fats, vitamin E, and potassium, a slice of whole grain bread for steady energy and B vitamins from grains, a handful of blueberries, rich in anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds, and a glass of water. Within just a few weeks, she felt mentally clearer than she had in over a decade, slept more deeply, and no longer woke up feeling drained. The answer doesn't lie in expensive pills. It lies in how you care for your body each day. When you choose a real breakfast instead of a multivitamin tablet, when you take a morning walk under soft sunlight instead of swallowing 10,000 IU of vitamin D at night, when you hydrate, eat your vegetables, and stick to a regular sleep routine, you're allowing your body to function according to its natural rhythm. Not everyone needs to stop all supplements, but if you're over 60, currently taking multiple pills without knowing exactly what they do, or feeling inexplicably fatigued, it's time to reevaluate. What you believe to be nourishing might actually be silently wearing down your health day by day. Don't fear vitamins, understand them. Vitamins are not harmful. In fact, they are essential compounds that support the body's vital functions. But just like water, sunlight, or air, anything in excess, taken at the wrong time, or used incorrectly can become harmful. In younger people, the body is more resilient, and liver and kidney function is efficient enough to eliminate excess nutrients smoothly. After the age of 60, however, every system in the body becomes more sensitive and reactive to foreign substances or long-term accumulation. Some of the supplements you once took in your 30s to boost energy, sharpen memory, or support joints may now be quietly contributing to high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, or even a stroke while you sleep. The danger lies in the fact that most vitamin supplements don't cause obvious side effects right away. The feeling of nothing seems wrong leads many people to continue using them for years, unaware they are entering a danger zone.
What truly protects you isn't the number of pills you take. It's awareness, knowing what your body is deficient in and what it has too much of, understanding when to supplement and when to stop. recognizing that nothing can replace a good night's sleep, a real nourishing meal, or a morning walk in the gentle sunlight. More importantly, develop the habit of reading labels carefully, getting regular lab tests, and having honest conversations with your doctor, instead of buying supplements based on hearsay or vague advertisements. Finally, if you found this information helpful, please share it with your family and friends, especially those over the age of 60. One article, one timely conversation could save life. And if you'd like to keep learning science-backed, easy to understand, and practical tips on how to prevent stroke, heart attacks, and preserve mental clarity in old age, consider following our channel. We're here to support your journey toward healthy, safe, and independent living at any age.